Okay, so week 5 is in the can. It's pretty exciting. But before we get to the recap, I want to remind everybody that we're training for Ironman Texas 2019 to raise funds for, through Ironman Foundation, to raise funds for Tying Vines, which is a U.S.-based nonprofit that does humanitarian work for Syrian refugees in the Bekaa Valley region of Lebanon. So if you want to learn more about Melissa's Promise, which is our foundation fundraiser, and Tying Vines, be sure and watch my other videos and go to the Ironman website. We'll have the links in the description below. And be sure and hit that donate button. Okay? All right, let's get going. Okay, that was our start of week 5 Sunday run, 5-mile recovery. So I thought, I didn't check the weather. It's got to be about 97, feels like 104 or 5 or something like that. And high humidity, even drizzled on me a little bit, which felt good for the moment, and then it was like a heat wave. So my first half of my run was, I kept it 5 to 10 below my ceiling, which was my goal for a true recovery run. And this heat just bears down on you though. So by the second half, I was up to ceiling, and then last mile I was about 5 beats over ceiling. So ended up kind of being a fail, but got the mileage in, and my legs feel okay. It's just hot. I'm ready for this weather to be over. So okay, get a day off tomorrow, and then we'll catch you at the swim. Well, another swim cut short. It's Tuesday of week 5, and I just had to leave the pool after about 20 minutes worth of workout because they heard thunder, and it's a 30-minute mandatory out of the pool, and by the time then it kept thundering. So by the time that might become available again, the 7 o'clock will roll around and the pool will be shut. So unfortunately, I didn't get my swim in. I got some laps in, 20 minutes worth of workout, but better than nothing. But man, it just drives me crazy. It did not hint at rain all day long, and no thunder, blue skies. And it just like a little, switch goes off when I pull up at the Y. Anyways, we'll try again tomorrow. Tomorrow is I'm sure a 20-mile bike, and rain or shine, we're riding. Okay, see you tomorrow. My Wednesday 20-miler. So far, so good. A little toasty, but the humidity is down, which is really, really good. About 96 outside, but the heat index is 107. I can believe that. Okay, see you at the end. 20-mile midweek ride is done. It's a good ride. I tell you, it never ceases to amaze me how much the humidity affects your heart rate. I've been doing this for a while, and it's just it's weird. I mean, that humidity at 90% just beats you down, and at 50s, whatever it was, 50 some odd percent, I had to push to get up to my ceiling and hold it for most of the ride. So huge difference. Still hot, about 96. Heat index I think was 107, so it's definitely hot. Anyways, good ride. Tomorrow we've got a run. I think it's a 7-mile aerobic. So we'll sign off and see you tomorrow. Hey everyone. Okay, my Thursday long run. Done 7 miles. Ended up going about 7.4. You know, once again, lower humidity. It was a scorcher. It was 96, 95, 96. But the humidity was around 50 something, and man, I was able to stay under my ceiling the whole time. Right at the end, I let it go a little bit, went over just a couple of beats, but you know, just completely different run. So real happy with it. I'm hoping as it cools off, my pace will improve as I just stick to my heart rate, and temperature starts to come down. It'll improve. So looking forward to that. Take care. Friday swim is over. We did 2,550 yards. I think I actually did an extra 50. But good swim, and hot and humid, but normal August. Felt okay. The shoulder, I just didn't put much pressure on it, so it didn't bother me. The mechanics went pretty well. I mean, I'm pretty pleased with my stroke, and you know, no complaints. So swim is over. Have a ride tomorrow. Got a 40-mile ride. We will see you tomorrow and wrap up the week. Morning. Saturday morning long ride. Doing 50 today. Great morning to ride. Okay, folks. We got our 50-miler in the can. It's a good ride. It's heated up a little bit. Blue skies. It's perfect, really. Humidity's about half, medium, what do you want to call it? Probably about 75% or something like that. And it's probably crept up to 90. It's about 12:30 or so. Good ride though. Had a little mechanical, as you'll see. A flat, you know, it's part of it. So rounds out week 5. Wow, week 5, just marching along. Okay, we'll wrap it up, and we will see you at the recap. Alrighty, so week 5, man, it's just flying by. I know week 5 of 40, we're still baby steps here, but 5 weeks is nothing to sneeze at. So really pretty exciting to be this far into it. Good. It was a good week. Weather continued to play a part of the workouts, and we'll get to that in a minute. Let me go ahead and give you the recap on distances. We swam 3,900 yards in the pool. We did 70.8 miles on the bike, and we did 12.4 miles on the run, with a total active workout time of 7 hours and 28 minutes. So we got conditions for the week. We got cut short due to some weather on the Tuesday swim, the first swim of the week. You know, it was a bluebird day, really, all day long. Didn't have a worry in the world that I'd get, you know, cut short by the weather. And no sooner than I pull up to the Y, get in the pool, that I heard thunder. They made me get out, and then I kept hearing it 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, and by the time it's a 30-minute delay, and so by the time I would have gotten back in the pool, it'd have been 7 o'clock, which is their close down time. So I just you know, threw in the towel and went home. But really frustrating when workouts, especially when there's external factors that slow you down. It's just it's a bummer, but what can you do? So a little bit short on the pool. I'm not on the swim, but I'm not too worried about that. It's mainly making the effort. I don't want to you know, just miss a workout for no good reason. So overall, though, conditions were pretty fair. I mean, there was high humidity days that affected the run. Let's see. There was my first run, I believe I had some pretty high humidity. The second run was better, though. It was lower. Everything's hot, but lower humidity really improved the session. I was able to
stay in my zone, and went well. I've noticed that in terms of injury update, I've noticed that both my feet are starting to get tighter, uh, mainly in the morning. It's a plantar thing. I think everybody experiences some of that. But because of my history, especially in my right foot most recently, I think I mentioned before I was going to get a session scheduled with 3F, and I will do that. We're trying to get our foundation fundraising copy put together so I can hand some stuff out. I want them to sponsor me because they really were instrumental in me getting back to the running. So I want to run their logo because they really did help me out. So we're about finished with that, and I'm going to get down there in the next week or two and get my feet worked on. Let's see. So, in summary, next week, week 6, we've got an increase in mileage, and we'll get into that next week. But we're starting to load up a little bit, and I think through this month, it's late August, through September, it'll load up, and then we'll get a break in another 3 or 4 weeks. So, anyways, looking forward to that. And so, stick with me. Okay, so let's talk about Ironman tip of the week. We're going to talk about bike fit. Now, I am no bike fit buff, but my experience is that the bike fit is one of the most important things you can do when you're first getting into triathlon, or if you signed up for Ironman, because you're on the bike for hours, and you can have a $10,000 bike, but if it does not fit well, you'll regret it. Trust me. So let's talk a little bit about bike fit, at least from a layman's perspective. Okay, let's see. So, a couple different things about bike fit. There are some of these big companies have, if you want to call it, systematized the bike fit process using some high tech technology. Infrared cameras and little nose they put on you. And they are quantifying your motion, okay? Your ankle bend, your foot location throughout the bike stroke, your knee location relative to the seat post and the bars. I mean, there's just 20 different measurements they take and angles they record, and then they kind of put you in a predetermined box. And there's a bunch of boxes, but at the end of the day, it's sort of it's kind of like a shoe size, right? You're either a 9, a 9.5, but you're not 9.25, and you don't have the wide toe box that you might need. It's just it's a box that they're fitting in, and they do it. They actually provide a good service for most folks. Most folks don't do Ironman. So the big companies, Shimano has a bike fit process. Specialized has one. Retool also has one. Actually, I did Retool bike fit back in 2013 before my first Ironman, and it was effective. But I'll tell you, long rides I still get uncomfortable. Saddle issues, but it's 9 times out of 10 it's a bike fit issue, not really a saddle issue. So my Ironman tip of the week is to find somebody local to get you a bike fit, because you're on the bike for hours at a time. It's crucial that you're comfortable throughout that ride. It isn't cheap. You're going to spend a couple $100, maybe more, to get a proper bike fit. But it's one of the best investments you're going to make when you're getting into triathlon, especially if you're signing up for Ironman. Let me tell you, trying to run a marathon after 6 or more hours on the bike can be a real bummer if that bike does not fit. So drop the coin and get that bike fit. Alrighty, that's my tip of the week. Okay, guys, that's it. Be sure and give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and watch my other videos, and tell your friends who are triathlon folks or getting into the sport, so we can continue to grow our community here. You can follow us, of course, on Strava if you're into that. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And all of the links to fundraising are in the description below, so be sure to read that. Subscribe to the channel. We'd like to bump our numbers and get the word out. This is all about awareness and fundraising. So the link to our Ironman Foundation fundraising page is in the description below as well. So thank you for your time, and we will see you next week.